if you're now joining us for the first time, this is the FTF television program, and I'm Tishana, and this week I'll be presenting to you the issue of concern to young people. Now, I know elections has been roughly about 2 weeks. 2 weeks has been completed. So we at FTF thought it would have been a good idea to get some feedback from some young people about how they found the electoral process. What are some of the negatives of it? What are some of the positives of the electoral system? And now that elections are over, how do we move forward as young people? So I'm here with some young people from the first-year students of University of Ghana, and I'll just ask them to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Sebastian.
I'm Jay.
Neil Barry.
I'm Chrisanne.
I'm Ian.
I'm Christina.
How did you find the electoral process, like on elections day? How did you find it?
I thought it was actually really fast. Earlier in the mornings, it was extremely simple. It was extremely fast. Within about 20 minutes, I was out of my house and back home.
Well, I thought the layout of the polling station was a bit awkward. You voted and then you went back and you put your ballots into the box, whereas it should have been a continuous process.
I wasn't very comfortable voting in the end. Precisely, I could not have stopped myself from being distracted because I could listen to the polling clerks calling out people's names or whatever.
Okay, what are the positive things you thought came out of the electoral process? What was good about it?
If you're going to vote, and to see the amount of young people, working there and assisting you, telling you what to do, asking you if you know what to do or how to vote, and that kind of it inspired me to probably go when there's the next election and probably get the training and go out as well and be a communal person and assist with the whole voting process.
I think one of my Facebook friends had of that. He's extremely proud of our youths because majority of us turned out to vote. We weren't, kept back by our parents saying, "Oh, don't go out and vote. Voting is not for you." I remember my grandmother was saying it. She's like, "Oh no, you're well, with voting." But a lot of people went out, and that was so nice to see, especially at my polling station. It was really nice to see the amount of young people that turned out, and we actually stood for change this elections.
I think personally it was a smoothly run elections, and in comparison to previous elections, it was quite peaceful. So that was one of the positives that came out of the elections. I think a negative was that more persons did not feel that they should vote.
Well, I thought it was very quiet day. No disruptions. People weren't making a big fuss about it. People came out early.
Do you think that during elections, persons are more conscious of their race?
This is not to say that racial voting has been completely alleviated. And that's something that probably may never be completely alleviated. But it was good to see this year that, especially with young people, they were working with persons from other races together, even promoting parties and having their opinions voiced and encouraging more young people to vote. So from a young people point of view, I think it was good. And there wasn't much racial voting.
I think the main aim this election was probably with youths. It was to get other youths out to vote. And on elections day, I remember seeing lots of posts with people encouraging other people to vote, and people posting pictures of the finger. People were extremely proud of this finger thing.
Yeah.
It was nice. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, and it is actually the first year that there are so many young people, of our age and probably even smaller. That has come out to vote, and it's a good thing because you get that sense of responsibility to choose someone within our government after listening to the various campaigns. Choose someone that would be able to allow us to get to our prospective goals or become academically successful or productive. So it is, you feel more mature to have that privilege to choose within our responsibility. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, the power was in our finger, basically.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying that they felt quite empowered, simply putting their finger into the ink.
Well, in terms of online, like Facebook and so on, it seems as though a lot of the youths, they're basically repeating what their parents have said, and in some cases, if you look at it, the parents are the ones that are a little bit more racially inclined. And so they pass that on to the youths. But on Facebook, if you look, during that day, a lot of people were posting comments on Facebook saying, okay, well, go this party or go that party. And then at the same time, they were basically degrading another party. And they said it blatantly on Facebook. And then somebody else would make a comment and say, oh, is this specific kind of people or is that specific kind of people causing these problems and so on.
Those persons who express their views or feelings or opinions on Facebook, in some cases they do take it far. Yeah, and then with respect to their opinions or their wall posts or whatever, there are other persons on Facebook probably going against what they say, or probably taking their side, and that creates sort of a rift between the extent to which you could socialize on Facebook.
I don't think there was a positive outcome for it, because just as the Facebook thing, everybody was bashing somebody.
Everybody was bashing someone's party.
Inclined, right? I mean, I don't mind you supporting a party, but you should not have any racial slurs to add with it, right?
Yeah, agreed, completely.
It wasn't, because I think it stems from the parents, because they've experienced a long time when different parties were in government, right? So there was more racial stigma, I don't know, and I'm not sure that's the correct word. Yeah, discrimination. There's more racial discrimination present, so that's what they're passing down. So now we feel that we have to conform to whatever our parents are saying, right? And as such, that is what took place on Facebook. I don't know about your newsfeed.
No, I understand. It was horrible. It was horrible.
It was horrible because I mean, you'd expect that the youths of today are supposed to represent change, but and more national unity, and
they're only reflecting what their parents are saying.
They're only reflecting what has already been done before.
Okay, now after you finished voting, how did you feel after the days waiting on the results? How did you find that?
So people were expecting the results to come out just as simply as the process was run. Especially since JCOM did say that they would have the results ready a day after. So with every passing day, there was a growing sense of anxiety. And of course, anxiety brings fear. And anxiety also brings doubts.
Yeah, it was really tense.
The longer they took it, the more it would build up the tension of the people.
Social.
People were crowded around the TV, around the laptops, looking to see if what's going to happen. So it was really tense.
Okay, in terms of voter education, do you think GCOM were youths educated enough about how to vote on the day and even leading up to election?
I would put some blame on myself or youths in general. We don't pay enough attention to what's going on. We don't. I mean, we stick on Facebook. Maybe they should have used Facebook a bit more.
They did actually.
A bit more.
Because they haven't placed much emphasis to educate the people as the reason for that.
Okay, back to elections day on. In terms of the ballot paper, do you think it would have been simpler if you saw names for who's going up for the regional candidates? If the ballot paper wasn't so simple, if you saw probably pictures of the candidates, or even for the regional elections, because I think you just put 2X, one for the national list and one for the regional. What about if you knew about the candidates?
Yeah, I think there was quite a lot of previous advertisement of who the candidates were. I mean, every street corner, you could see a presidential candidate, every lantern post. I went to Kabakabori and I saw Peter Prasad. So I think, there was enough advertisement of who the candidates were, so it wasn't that necessary.
Okay, so in terms of the list of candidates, do you know more about the people that are on the list? Other than the presidential candidate and probably the prime ministerial candidate, do you know the other persons that are probably going into parliament, or if that particular party won the elections? Would you know more about the candidates? Was there enough exposure for you to know?
I don't think so. I think it's only once in the papers they give a photograph of every single person. But that was only once I've seen it.
Yes, he did one.
I wasn't even clear about why we voted regionally. I'm not too clear in
the geographic
for the regional elections. I still am not too clear on that.
Yeah, that's true. I'm with that. I don't know. I'm
not
sure.
They haven't placed much emphasis.
On the regional elections.
And educate the people as the reason for that.
Both of the election sheets for the general regional elections were quite similar. Showing that there were some importance with the regional elections. I wasn't too clear on that.
Elections are over. What are some issues you think parliamentarians should address first? I think I read somewhere that Parliament's supposed to start at the end of January or something like that. What are some first issues as young people? What do you think?
I think it's good that there will be a greater opinion, a greater base of opinion within Parliament from all the opposition parties as well as the ruling party. So I think it's a good opportunity for them to revert to the days of Boyanam and Jagan, where they worked together and did achieve a lot for this country. And I think specifically in the schooling system, they can place more emphasis on teaching Guyana's history from about 1950 to 1990, because that's a part of history that has apparently been lost in the schools and is not taught at all. There are hardly any books, and hardly we're encouraged to go and read up on this time.
And I think it has all changed our way of thinking, because just as you say, right, everybody's saying, oh, Burnham did this or Jagan did that, right? They forgot to mention the important part that they actually worked together to achieve something great, right? And that's the point. That's the point that we're all missing here.
I think both of you are right. As you've said, it's almost lost within schools. I had to read that from a book written by Dr. Jagan himself.
The Western Trial?
Yeah, the Western Trial. Yeah, that was a really good book, and it shows you how they worked back then. And I actually have conversations with a lot of adults, and you would find that what you would mostly hear from them are the bad things. Oh, this person did this person stopped this person started this. But you almost hardly ever hear about the good things that these people have done.
In wrapping up today's program, I would just like to say that as Guyanese people, we have all won. Regardless of which political party you voted for, each political party has something that they can feel good about. So let's get over the fact that our party didn't win everything. We have a new system that we need to test, and we need to try to work together. We need to now work together with our parliamentarians to ensure they implement the changes that they promise. So we at FTF would like to encourage young people to try to make a difference. Stop saying that you don't want to be involved in politics or it's not your thing, as if the elections were some kind of a major tragedy. We must now work together and try to move Ghana forward.